The first thing that becomes apparent is that the Marquesas aren't some poverty-stricken third world dump. No, these South Pacific islands are a colony of France, and it's a rich welfare state, heavily supported by the French government that pours money into its colonies. Fatu-Hiva is like a suburb of Paris. Who knew? First stop, as I am to learn about every stop on the voyage, is to buy souvenirs. I wonder, is the arrival of the Aranui 3 the only economy of the Marquesas? Next up, the church. The Marquesans may have been wild savages at one time, but then the Catholic Church arrived and that was that.
And this is a cathedral. The question is, why is it a cathedral? Anyone knows what a cathedral is? It's basically? Exactly, that's where the bishops reside.
Awaiting us is an amazing cavalcade of 45 SUVs, not a sight you would expect to see on a remote island in the South Seas. Everyone gets out to take a photo of the town below.
Somewhere down there is the Aranui in Taiohai, the village, and we are now crossing over the island to the other side for lunch at Yvonne's restaurant in a cavalcade of 45 four-wheel drive vehicles. That's the first for me, and sure is hot.
It's a cavalcade, 45 taxis traversing the island. Amazing. But before lunch, a dance performance in the jungle at Ua Ma, in the distant past, a village, a place for ceremonies and trading goods.
They will perform for you. They will dance the big dance. Please give them a big applause.
I'm pleased to learn that the Marquesans are reclaiming their traditions, songs, and language. After a century of religion and then the adoption of French culture, the Marquesas are relearning their own ways, not only for tourists just like us, but to become Polynesians once again.
So this is a tohua, which is a tohua, and we have every tribe in every valley, and there were 7 tribes here. They had a place like that, which is the reflection of what the Maoris call a marae, what the Fijians call a rara. This is the place of exchange.
Then the heavens open. Next up, the good parts, when we learn about human sacrifice and cannibalism, which were practiced here.
So that means turtle is a sacred animal, and the interesting thing about the turtles is they live in 2 worlds. That means they live in the sea and on land. They're kind of messengers. You know? This is a way to describe it, one of the possibilities. And this is, they could even replace human sacrifice. Turtles could replace human sacrifice, and then you go down there, and there was, of course, human sacrifice. But still nowadays, when you say, I take revenge, I will, you were offending me, that means I will prepare the oven for you. That means I will roast you. We still use that in the market. That means I will prepare the earth oven for you and I will roast you.
But what about lunch? This talk of human sacrifice is making me hungry. We're off to Cafe Louise for a pig roast to feed 180. The place is packed. It's so big, it makes you wonder, what did they do when the Aranui isn't here? Are there really enough people on this side of Fatu-Hiva to fill the joint? Certainly I get the feeling that the Aranui provides a major injection of cash into all the economy of all the islands.
So obviously what you need to do if you're going to eat a pig for 150 people is you must cook the pig and then open the pig. And the pig is in there and he's soon about to come out. Okay, so they got several layers of cloth on the top, which they have to pull off. Now, here's what I really like. This guy here is using a pair of coconuts to do the digging. So, after taking all the cloth off,
What we're left with is a bunch of, I don't know, matting? Is it bamboo? There is one heck of a lot of banana leaf on top here.
I don't know how many layers they've taken off.
And there he is.
The pig.
Back to the ship. As always, the English queue to line up, then the Germans and Americans, but the French, well, they surge to the front of the line like they've never heard of the concept of queuing. Well, this is French Polynesia, so maybe that's how it's done.